Life in Malaysia, $500 budget, beautiful women, and sex rules tourist sphere.
Imagine living in one of the most stunning countries in Asia, where your monthly budget is a mere $500, you're surrounded by beautiful women, and there's a hidden world of cultural rules that tourists often misunderstand. Yes, we're talking about Malaysia, a place that offers an incredible lifestyle on a shoestring budget, but with a few surprising twists. Malaysia has become a hot spot for budget travelers, digital nomads, and even retirees seeking a slower pace of life. But it's not all as simple as it sounds. There are layers to this experience that many tourists overlook, and getting the most out of your time here means understanding the local customs and culture. It's a budget that many expats and locals live by comfortably. Malaysia's affordability makes it one of the best places to stretch your dollar. A meal at a hawker stall, which is where you'll find some of the best local food, can cost as little as $2 or $3. Let's talk about housing. A small apartment in the city center may cost more, but you can easily find a basic apartment in a less central location for as low as $150 to $100 a month. You'll be surprised at the quality you get for this price. Most apartments come with the essentials like air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and fully furnished rooms. In fact, even in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia's capital, you can find affordable options in the outskirts or nearby neighborhoods. For example, let's talk about leisure and entertainment. Whether it's wandering around a vibrant night market in Kuala Lumpur, visiting traditional temples, or exploring tropical islands, you'll find plenty of activities that cost little to no money. Malaysia's street markets are a great place to experience local life. You can stroll through the many night markets and try out the street food for only a few dollars. Many locals will tell you that some of the best meals in Malaysia can be found in these vibrant and bustling markets, while in many countries, you'd have to watch every penny to afford a day of fun. Malaysia offers plenty of things to do for next to nothing. Many of the country's most famous attractions, like the Bacha Caves or the Taman Negara Rainforest, have little to no entry fee, even if you decide to take a trip to one of the islands or nature reserves. Costs are generally very low. In Malaysia, you don't need to spend a fortune to enjoy yourself. As you move to places like Penang or Malacca, prices get even lower. For $150, you can find a cozy space that allows you to enjoy local life without any unnecessary financial stress. The beauty of Malaysia's real estate market is that you get great value for money, and renting on a budget is entirely possible. I'm not talking about basic fast food either. These are full meals. Take nasi lemak, a popular dish made with rice cooked in coconut milk, served with fried chicken, hard-boiled egg, peanuts. In cities like Kuala Lumpur, you can hop on a bus or take the light rail LRT for as little as 1 to 2 ringgit, about 25 to 50 cents. The local metro system is also very affordable, and you can travel across the city without burning a hole in your pocket. Even taxis are reasonably priced, and ride-sharing apps like Grab, which is the Southeast Asian equivalent of Uber, are super affordable too. A typical ride that might cost you $10 in other countries might only cost $3 or $4 here in Malaysia. And spicy sambal, or char kway teow, a flavorful fried noodle dish. These meals are filling, full of flavor, and will cost you less than a fancy cup of coffee back home. Even if you decide to eat at a casual restaurant, you'll find many options that are still incredibly affordable. A typical restaurant meal might cost you between $3 to $6, depending on where you are, making dining out incredibly cost-effective. It is not just about surviving on a shoestring budget, it is about thriving, while enjoying the lifestyle, the food, and the incredible cultural experiences Malaysia has to offer. And the best part is, you don't need to be a backpacker or cut out all luxuries. This country allows you to live well on a budget without feeling deprived. So, let's break down how this actually works. Now, I know what you're rethinking. How is it even possible to live on $500 a month in a country like Malaysia? Trust me, I was skeptical at first too. I've lived this life for months, navigating everything Malaysia has to offer on a budget most people wouldn't believe. And as much as Malaysia is a beautiful, affordable haven, it's also a place that requires a little cultural awareness to truly enjoy it. Stay with me because what I am about to share will make you rethink your entire travel strategy. Whether you're planning a visit or considering making it your home, there are things you need to know. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. But after spending months in Malaysia, I can confidently say it's not just a dream, it's a reality. From renting apartments for next to nothing, to eating mouth-watering meals for under $2. Malaysia is a budget traveler's dream come true. But the price tag isn't the only thing that will surprise you here. It's the culture, how locals interact, the unspoken rules that govern relationships, and how things like dating and public behavior can be quite different from what you might be used to. Before you call me crazy, let me reassure you, this isn't some wild fantasy I'm sharing with you. $500 budget. Is it even possible? Here's the shocking part, $500 isn't just a bare minimum number. First, let's talk about food. One of the greatest pleasures of being in Malaysia. Malaysia is a food lover's paradise, and the price of food here is incredibly affordable. But food isn't the only thing that's cheap. Renting in Malaysia is surprisingly affordable, especially when compared to other countries in the region. Next up, transportation, which is where the budget really starts to shine. Public transportation in Malaysia is not just cheap, it's also incredibly efficient. But it doesn't stop there. Living on $500 doesn't mean you'll just be getting by, you'll actually be able to experience Malaysia in a very rich and fulfilling way. Another perk of living on a budget in Malaysia is the ability to explore the local culture and the great outdoors. Now, you might be wondering, how does all this add up to living on $500 a month? Well, the key to living on a budget here is knowing where to spend your money and how to prioritize. What really matters to you? A typical month on a $500 budget could break down like this: rent, $200 food, $100, $150 transportation, $30, $50 entertainment and leisure, $50, $100. Miscellaneous expenses like toiletries or occasional shopping, $50, $100. Keep in mind that these are rough estimates, and depending on your habits and lifestyle, you could spend even less. You don't need to compromise on comfort either. It's about finding the balance between affordability and enjoying what Malaysia has to offer. Even if you occasionally splurge on something extra like a nice meal or a trip to a resort, it's still entirely possible to live here on this budget. As you can see, this adds up to $500 or even a little less, and that's with a comfortable lifestyle. Not only is it possible, but it's a way of life that many people enjoy, whether they're backpackers, digital nomads, retirees, or just people looking to escape the high cost of living elsewhere. Malaysia is home to some of the most beautiful women in Asia, and that's not just a statement, it's a fact. The country's unique cultural mix makes its women incredibly diverse, and this diversity only adds to their charm. Malaysia is a melting pot of different ethnicities, including Malay, Chinese, Indian. There's a unique blend of modernity and tradition here. While some women may embrace the latest global trends, others stay close to their cultural traditions, opting for clothing that reflects their ethnic backgrounds. This balance of old and new is an important part of the Malaysian charm, and it adds a layer of depth to the overall beauty you'll find in women here and indigenous groups. And each of these cultures brings something special to the table when it comes to beauty. You'll find women with different skin tones, facial features, and styles, making the beauty here truly one of a kind. Whether you're in the big city or a smaller town, you'll find a rich variety of stunning women whose beauty is influenced by centuries of cultural blending. If you know where to look and how to make the most of your budget, Malaysia can offer a rich and fulfilling life without breaking the bank. You'll notice that their beauty isn't just skin deep. Some women may wear traditional saris or cheongsams, paying tribute to their cultural roots, while others may opt for more modern, trendy outfits. In places like Kuala Lumpur, you'll spot women in fashionable, stylish clothing, walking confidently in heels, while in quieter places like Penang, women may wear more relaxed, yet equally fashionable attire. Whether dressed in the latest international trends or in cultural attire, women in Malaysia always seem to exude an effortless beauty. It's a beauty that is not just seen, but felt in the way they interact, the way they laugh, and the way they make everyone feel welcomed. It's more about how confident they are in their own skin and the warmth they project. The way they walk down the street, the way they interact with others, and the way they carry themselves in all situations make them incredibly captivating. It's not about trying too hard, it's about being comfortable with who they are. Whether it's the women in Kuala Lumpur, striding through the streets in sleek modern clothes, or those in Penang, wearing traditional dresses with grace, there's something about their presence that stands out. The daily life of a $500 budget traveler in Malaysia is all about simplicity and enjoyment. Imagine waking up in your cozy apartment, grabbing breakfast from a nearby hawker stall, and then taking a short bus ride to the beach or a park for the day. In fact, it might just be the most rewarding and freeing experience you'll have. You'll spend less time worrying about money and more time experiencing the country's diverse culture, stunning landscapes, and delicious food. It's a lifestyle that's possible, enjoyable, and sustainable. And it's all within reach for anyone willing to embrace it. With $500 a month, you can explore local markets, enjoy spontaneous day trips to nearby towns, and still have enough to treat yourself to an occasional treat like a coffee in a trendy cafe. It is not just about surviving on a shoestring budget, it is about enjoying life to the fullest, while keeping things affordable. You'll quickly realize that Malaysia offers so much value for the price. In fact, once you get used to the pace of life here, you'll realize that living on $500 doesn't mean you're missing out on anything. So, is it possible to live on $500 a month in Malaysia? Absolutely. Let's talk beautiful women, Malaysia's charm now. Let's talk about something that everyone's curious about: the women. What really makes Malaysian women stand out is not just their physical appearance, but the way they carry themselves. Another thing that makes Malaysian women unique is the variety of fashion you'll see. The diversity in style and personality is another reason why Malaysian women are so captivating. However, while Malaysia's women are undoubtedly beautiful, it's essential to approach them with respect. And this brings us to a crucial point: understanding the culture and being respectful in how you interact with the women in Malaysia. It's easy to get caught up in their beauty, but if you don't approach them respectfully, you might find yourself in an uncomfortable situation. Be patient and avoid pushing for a relationship too quickly. Many women here are more interested in genuine conversations and friendships rather than jumping into something casual. They come from diverse backgrounds and have different experiences, so it is essential to approach every person as an individual rather than generalizing based on their ethnicity or appearance. If you take the time to understand and respect their culture, you'll see that beauty extends far beyond what's on the surface. Malaysia's women are not only visually stunning, they are strong, confident, and proud of their roots. When you approach them with the same respect and appreciation that you'd show anyone else, you'll find that the beauty of Malaysian women is something much deeper than just appearances. It is about appreciating who they are as people and embracing the rich cultural heritage that shapes their beauty. However, in Malaysia, this is not the case. Public displays of affection (PDA) are generally frowned upon, especially in more traditional or rural areas. Yes, holding hands is typically okay, but anything beyond that is seen as inappropriate. If you were to kiss or hug someone on the street, you likely draw unwanted attention. In some areas, this might even lead to uncomfortable situations. It's important to remember that Malaysia is a predominantly Muslim country, and while it's quite modern in certain aspects, traditional values still hold a strong influence on social behavior. So, if you're planning to be affectionate, keep it private. Your relationships are best kept behind closed doors. That doesn't mean you can't have a wonderful relationship. It just means you need to be aware of how to behave respectfully in public. Take the time to understand their stories, their lives, and what makes them who they are. This deeper understanding will not only improve your chances of building meaningful connections, but will also show that you truly respect the Malaysian culture. While Malaysia is a relatively modern society, you'll still find that men and women have distinct roles especially when it comes to family, relationships, and dating. For example, in more traditional settings, it's expected that the man plays a dominant role, while the woman is often seen as more reserved and nurturing. This doesn't mean that women here don't have careers or aren't independent. It as just that their roles within the family and relationships are often more defined and conservative. For instance, when dating, it's not uncommon for men to be the initiators, and women may not feel as comfortable making the first move. It's important to understand that these roles are deeply rooted in cultural and religious practices. And if you're visiting Malaysia, you need to respect that dynamic. These aren't written in any guidebook, but they're absolutely essential if you want to understand and enjoy life in Malaysia. If you're not aware of these unspoken rules, it can lead to some very awkward or uncomfortable situations. Malaysia has strong cultural values surrounding relationships, dating, and intimacy. Things that might seem perfectly acceptable in your home country could be seen as inappropriate. Here, it's crucial to understand these cultural boundaries to avoid offending anyone or creating tension. So let us break them down and talk about what you need to know to navigate relationships in Malaysia respectfully. If you show an interest in their culture, their family, and the things they care about, you're more likely to be met with open arms. But if you focus only on their appearance and treat them like an object of beauty, that's where you'll run into trouble. Malaysia, despite being modern in many ways, still holds traditional values when it comes to relationships and social interactions. Public displays of affection, for example, aren't common here, and what might be seen as normal flirting in other countries could be viewed as inappropriate or disrespectful. Respect is absolutely key when it comes to interacting with Malaysian women. Whether you're just meeting someone or developing a deeper connection, being mindful of local customs is essential. Don't rush things, and take time to get to know the person. Before you make any moves, Malaysians, in general, take their relationships seriously, and many women may expect a certain level of respect and consideration before they open up. Understanding this cultural difference is crucial to avoiding misunderstandings. It's all about building trust and showing genuine interest in someone's culture and values. If you approach a woman with an attitude of respect and interest in getting to know her as a person, you'll be much more likely to form a positive connection. Respecting personal space is also important in Malaysia. Public displays of affection, especially between couples, are often frowned upon, particularly in more traditional areas. In cities like Kuala Lumpur, you'll see more liberal behavior, but it is still important to be aware of the local customs and not assume that every woman you meet will be open to the same level of physical intimacy or public affection you might find in other countries. Understanding these boundaries is essential for anyone who wants to engage with Malaysian women respectfully and avoid any awkward situations. It's important to remember that Malaysian women are not just defined by their looks, but by their minds, values, and personalities. So, while the women of Malaysia are undoubtedly beautiful, it's their confidence, warmth, and diversity that really make them stand out. Understanding Malaysia's S*X rules, the hidden culture shock. And this is a big but, there is a cultural aspect that tourists often overlook. The S*X rules. Public displays of affection PDA are one of the biggest cultural shocks for many tourists. In many Western countries, showing affection in public like holding hands, kissing, or hugging is normal and even expected in some places. Now, let's talk about gender dynamics and expectations. In Malaysia, gender roles tend to be more traditional compared to many Western countries. If you come from a place where gender roles are more fluid or egalitarian, this can feel like a stark contrast. But instead of seeing it as a limitation, think of it as an opportunity to learn about a different cultural approach to relationships. Understanding these traditional gender dynamics will help you avoid any missteps, particularly if you're dating or spending time with someone here. For example, a woman in Malaysia might be uncomfortable with direct or casual flirting, especially in public. In Malaysia, as in many other countries, the way you treat others, particularly in relationships, speaks volumes about your character. Relationships here are often built around deep connections, and emotional bonds rather than quick flings or superficial interactions. The family dynamic is incredibly important. Before you get too involved with someone, you'll likely meet their family, and this is a big deal in Malaysian culture. If you can build a good relationship with their family, it'll likely strengthen your bond with that person as well. This traditional approach to relationships may feel old-fashioned in some ways, but it has also a beautiful aspect of Malaysian culture that places a great deal of importance on respect, love, and family ties. The key is to approach everything with patience, respect, and understanding. Malaysians often take a more reserved approach when it comes to dating. Casual hookups or fast-paced dating aren't the norm here, especially in more traditional areas. Take your time and let things develop naturally. People will appreciate your patience and maturity, and it's likely to lead to a much stronger, more meaningful connection in the long run. Keep in mind that in Malaysia, building trust and respect is more important than rushing into anything. It's about the quality of the connection, not the speed with which it happens. The love at first sight mentality that works in some parts of the world won't get you far in Malaysia. Relationships here tend to evolve at a slower pace, and it's important to take the time to understand the person you're interested in. Instead of rushing into something or making assumptions, show a genuine interest in their values, culture, and background. Ask questions about their family, traditions, and what's important to them. In Malaysia, family is a huge part of daily life and a person's sense of identity. By showing that you respect their culture and traditions, you'll set the right tone for any relationship you hope to build. That is not to say people don't have fun or enjoy dating. It is just that relationships tend to follow a more traditional path, and people often take their time getting to know each other. The expectation isn't for everything to happen quickly or casually, and this might be a big adjustment for those used to a faster pace of dating. If you approach someone with respect, show an interest in getting to know them, and avoid pushing too hard, you'll find that the local people are warm and welcoming. Public displays of affection are generally frowned upon, so keep things respectful and private. Gender roles are more traditional here, so be mindful of the differences in how men and women interact. And finally, if you're visiting Malaysia, keep your expectations realistic. This isn't the place for wild, reckless behavior when it comes to relationships. Treat people with respect, be patient, and take the time to understand and appreciate the culture. If you follow these guidelines, you'll not only avoid awkward situations, but also gain a deeper appreciation for the local culture and values that make Malaysia such a unique and beautiful place to visit. But if you push boundaries or act inappropriately, you'll quickly be seen as someone who doesn't understand or respect the local culture. And trust me, that's not a reputation you want to have. You'll find that the approach to courtship is often slower and more reserved than what you may be used to. Take the time to get to know someone before jumping into anything too physical. And be aware that traditional values often emphasize respect for family and modesty. Let's also talk about what to avoid in Malaysia when it comes to relationships and intimacy. Some tourists might come to Malaysia with expectations of the wild Southeast Asia party scene, thinking they can get away with anything. This is where things can go wrong fast. Malaysia is not like some other countries where tourists are expected to engage in more casual or even reckless behavior. Disrespecting cultural boundaries or acting in a way that is seen as inappropriate can leave you looking foolish or worse, offending someone and creating an uncomfortable situation. For example, if you go around making advances that are too forward or aggressive, you'll likely be met with uncomfortable stares or outright rejection. It's crucial to keep in mind that Malaysians are generally modest when it comes to relationships, especially when meeting people for the first time. Be respectful, take things slow, and build trust over time. Also, things like making sexually suggestive comments, especially to women you've just met, can be seen as highly disrespectful. The key to avoiding misunderstandings is to understand that Malaysia places a high value on modesty, respect, and family. If you're serious about engaging in a relationship in Malaysia, remember that it's not just about the two of you. So, let's summarize the key takeaways here. Malaysia is a country with strong cultural values when it comes to relationships and intimacy. How to respect Malaysia's culture and live like a local. So, how do you build meaningful relationships or even date while respecting local customs in Malaysia? It's also important to avoid pushing someone into a relationship too quickly. When it comes to building trust and respect in social interactions, kindness and consideration are your best tools. Malaysians tend to value modesty and respect above all, so be mindful of how you communicate. When speaking to others, particularly people you've just met, it's important to be polite, soft-spoken, and approachable. Ask about the local food, the best places to visit, or what traditions they hold dear. I had a buddy who came to Malaysia with an idea of dating that was more in line with what he'd seen in movies. He had to spend time reflecting on the interaction and adjusting his approach. This applies not only to dating, but also to your interactions with the broader community. The way people treat each other here is based on a strong sense of community and family. When you engage with someone in a way that honors these values, you're much more likely to build a lasting connection. So, approach relationships and friendships with sincerity, openness, and respect, and take the time to understand what's important to the people around you. The city is an exciting mix of cultures, with Malay, Chinese, and Indian influences all coming together. From the many street food stalls lining the streets of Chinatown, and Jalan Alor to high-end restaurants offering both international and local delicacies, there's something for every taste and budget. Local dishes like nasi lemak, a fragrant rice dish cooked in coconut milk, and satay grilled skewers of meat served with peanut sauce are always on the menu. KL is also known for its shopping, with massive malls like Pavilion and Surya KLCC offering everything from luxury brands to local handicrafts. If you visit KL, you'll find yourself surrounded by a unique blend of the old and the new. The towering skyscrapers, like the famous Petronas Towers, sit next to beautiful temples, mosques, and traditional markets. KL is a city of contrasts, where cutting-edge technology and sleek shopping malls meet vibrant street markets and rich local traditions. Malaysians are generally friendly and welcoming, but they also appreciate it when someone makes an effort to understand and respect their way of life. They're not looking for someone to come in and impose their values, but rather someone who is willing to listen and adapt to their customs. The city continues to honor its cultural traditions, and you'll see this in its festivals, art, and daily life. The mix of cultures is visible in everything from the food to the architecture. Whether you're visiting a traditional Malay village house or shopping for gold at a Chinese temple, you'll get a taste of the different cultures that make up this dynamic city. Kuala Lumpur offers a truly cosmopolitan experience, where the future and the past coexist in perfect harmony. He later made sure to ask more questions, show interest in local customs, and avoid rushing any relationships. The people he met later appreciated this respectful approach, much more than the charming behavior he had initially tried. It's important to note that Malaysians, especially women, are often much more reserved and protective of their privacy. By respecting their boundaries, you show them that you value them as individuals, not just as objects of desire. He tried flirting in a way that was perfectly normal in his country, but it was completely wrong in Malaysia. He was loud and overly forward, and the woman he was trying to impress became visibly uncomfortable. She wasn't rude, but she certainly wasn't interested. By understanding and following these social norms, you'll not only avoid awkward situations, but also form deeper, more meaningful relationships with the people you meet. Malaysia is a country full of wonderful people and amazing experiences, and if you approach it with the right attitude, you'll have an unforgettable time. My friend learned the hard way that charm doesn't always translate across cultures. His attempt to be friendly came off as disrespectful because he didn't understand the cultural norms. This shows that you're genuinely interested in getting to know them as a person, not just trying to make them like you. Listening more than you talk is another key point. In Malaysia, people are more likely to trust someone who listens attentively and shows interest in what they have to say. It's not about impressing people with your knowledge. It's about showing that you respect them and their thoughts. Avoid any direct or overly flirtatious behavior, as this can make people uncomfortable. Compliments are fine, but be genuine and respectful. Over-the-top flirtation might be considered inappropriate or even rude, especially if it's not invited. In many cases, a simple hello and showing an interest in someone else's life and culture is far more impactful than trying to charm them with your words. A good rule of thumb is to approach any interaction with an open mind, without any hidden agenda. Don't assume that everyone shares the same attitudes or cultural views that you do. For example, what might be considered friendly or flirtatious behavior in one country could come across as disrespectful in another. In Malaysia, it's especially important to keep your intentions clear and to respect boundaries, both physical and emotional. Most Malaysians will appreciate your effort to understand their culture, and you'll find that they are much more likely to open up to you if they feel respected. A great way to start is by engaging in conversations that are more neutral and casual. There are many real-life examples where tourists unintentionally offend locals by not understanding cultural differences and social interactions. This experience taught him a very important lesson. Cultural sensitivity goes a long way in building trust and respect. If you're looking to form genuine relationships, whether romantic or platonic, remember that respect and patience are key. In Malaysia, it's not just about following the rules. It's about understanding the deeper values that guide their behavior. Ultimately, living like a local in Malaysia means embracing the slower pace of life, respecting cultural boundaries, and showing genuine interest in the people and the culture. A look at Malaysia's vibrant cities. Kuala Lumpur KL is the heartbeat of Malaysia's bustling metropolis, where modern high-rise buildings stand side by side with traditional markets and heritage sites. The food scene in Kuala Lumpur is another big draw, but even with all its modernity, Kuala Lumpur is a city that hasn't forgotten its roots. If you're a foodie, Penang will be your heaven. This island, located on the west coast of Malaysia, is famous for its incredible street food, making it a top destination for anyone who loves to eat. Penang is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's easy to see why. The streets of Georgetown, the capital, are lined with beautifully preserved colonial buildings, giving the city a unique charm. But what truly makes Penang stand out is its food. The ruins of the fortress stand as a testament to the city's past, and it's one of the most iconic landmarks in Malacca. You can stroll through the Dutch Square, where you'll find the famous red buildings and the clock tower, or visit Jonker Street, the city's historic market street, which comes alive at night with local food, antiques, and live music. The blend of old-world charm with modern cafes, galleries, and boutique hotels gives Malacca a unique and lively vibe. Whether you're interested in food, history, culture, or modern attractions, each city has its own distinct personality. Kuala Lumpur is the modern hub where cultures collide. Penang is a food lover's paradise with a rich history, and Malacca is a step back in time, filled with colonial charm and historical landmarks. From pristine beaches to lush mountains, this country offers a diverse range of landscapes for nature lovers and adventure seekers alike. Whether you want to soak up the sun on a beautiful beach, dive into clear waters, or escape the heat with a cool mountain breeze, Malaysia has it all. If you love the idea of white sandy beaches, crystal clear waters, and relaxing by the ocean, then Malaysia should be on your list. Langkawi, one of the most popular beach destinations, is known for its breathtaking beaches. The soft, white sand of Pantai Senning and the calm, turquoise waters make it a perfect place to unwind and soak up the sun. Whether you rate lying back on the beach with a cold drink in hand or trying out water sports, like jet skiing, windsurfing, or parasailing, Langkawi has something for everyone. The island is also known for its natural beauty, with lush forests, waterfalls, and a vibrant marine life. Each city gives you a different perspective of Malaysia, and each is worth experiencing for its own reasons. You can enjoy a cup of coffee in a restored colonial building or shop for traditional boutique and handicrafts in the markets. It's a place where the past and present meet, making it a must-visit for anyone interested in history and culture. Malacca is a city that blends its colonial history with modern-day Malaysia, and it is one of the best places to get a sense of the country's diverse past. Another historical gem is St. Paul's Hill, where you'll find St. Paul's Church. Built by the Portuguese in 1521, this church was later used by the Dutch, and its ruins offer stunning views of the city and the nearby coastline. Penang is often considered the food capital of Malaysia, and it's where you can sample some of the best dishes in the country. You'll find everything from char kway teow fried noodles with prawns and egg to asam laksa, a spicy and tangy fish soup. Penang's street food scene is unmatched, with vendors serving up authentic local flavors at incredibly affordable prices. The food in Penang is a mix of Malay, Chinese, Indian, and Thai influences, making it incredibly diverse. Whether you're strolling through the busy streets of Kuala Lumpur, sampling street food in Penang, or walking through the old streets of Malacca, Malaysia is a country that offers a rich, diverse, and unforgettable experience. But it's not just about the food. Penang also has stunning beaches, cultural sites, and temples, making it a well-rounded destination for both food lovers and culture seekers. Penang's capital, Georgetown, is a maze of narrow streets, colorful murals, and traditional shops selling everything from local snacks to handmade crafts. The city is rich in history, with remnants of its colonial past scattered throughout. Whether you rate wandering through the vibrant street art scene or enjoying a bowl of Penang laksa by the water, the island has something to offer everyone. For those who want to explore more than just food, Penang also offers beautiful temples, like the Kek Lak Si Temple, and peaceful parks such as Penang Hill, where you can escape the hustle and bustle of city life. Then there's Malacca, a historical city with deep colonial roots. Located on the west coast of Malaysia, Malacca was once a Portuguese colony and later ruled by the Dutch and British. The influence of these colonial powers can still be seen today in the city as architecture and culture. Malacca is like a time capsule, offering visitors a glimpse into Malaysia's colonial past. The streets are lined with colorful buildings, cobblestone roads, and ancient churches that reflect the country's rich history. One of the must-see attractions in Malacca is the Formosa Fortress, which was built by the Portuguese in the early 1500s in Malacca. History is everywhere, but Malacca isn't just about history, it's also a city full of life. Kuala Lumpur, Penang, and Malacca all offer something unique and are must-visit destinations when exploring Malaysia. As you travel through these vibrant cities, you'll get a taste of everything Malaysia has to offer, from its modern conveniences to its historical treasures. Malaysia's natural beauty, beaches, islands, and mountains. Malaysia is not only known for its vibrant cities and rich culture, but also for its stunning natural beauty. Let's start with the beaches and islands. Malaysia is home to some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Another gem of Malaysia's coastline is the Perhentian Islands, located off the east coast. These islands are a paradise for beach lovers and scuba diving enthusiasts. The waters around the Perhentian Islands are some of the clearest you'll find anywhere, making it an ideal spot for snorkeling and diving. The coral reefs here are full of colorful marine life, and you can swim with turtles, stingrays, and schools of fish. Located in the central region of peninsular Malaysia, the Cameron Highlands are known for their fresh air, scenic tea plantations, and lush green landscapes. It is a peaceful retreat that offers a refreshing break from the busy city life. In the sweltering heat of the lowlands, you can visit places like the Butterfly Garden and the Rose Garden, where you'll see an incredible variety of flowers and plants. The area is relatively less crowded compared to other tourist destinations, making it an ideal place for those who want to escape the busyness of city life. With its fresh air, beautiful landscapes, and charming atmosphere, the Cameron Highlands is one of Malaysia's hidden gems that offers a different side of the country. And enjoy the natural beauty. Malaysia's beaches, islands, and mountains offer something for everyone, from the idyllic beaches of Langkawi and the Perhentian Islands to the peaceful retreat of the Cameron Highlands. Malaysia is a country that caters to all kinds of travelers. Malaysia is a food lover's dream, and it is impossible to walk around the streets without being tempted by the delicious smells of street food wafting through the air. This dish is considered the national dish of Malaysia, and it's a must-try for anyone visiting the country. Nasi lemak consists of fragrant rice cooked in coconut milk, served with a variety of sides like fried chicken, boiled egg, peanuts, and sambal, a spicy chili paste. The combination of flavors rich, spicy, savory, and slightly sweet makes it a perfect meal at any time of day, whether for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You can find nasi lemak in nearly every food stall, and it's served in many variations depending on the region. If you're looking for a true taste of Malaysia, this dish is a great place to start. Food is a huge part of Malaysian culture, and the country's diverse population brings a rich variety of flavors to the table. Whether you're walking through a bustling market or simply passing through a street corner, you'll find food stalls offering everything from savory snacks to full meals, all bursting with flavor. It's a place where every meal feels like an adventure. And the best part is that it's all affordable and accessible. The natural beauty here is truly stunning and offers a perfect balance to the fast-paced city life. No matter where you go, Malaysia's landscapes will leave you in awe, making it a destination you won't forget. Often chicken or beef that is grilled over an open flame and served with a delicious peanut sauce. Satay is a popular snack or street food, and you'll see locals enjoying it at food stalls or while walking through markets. The meat is tender, and the smoky flavors combined with the sweet and savory peanut sauce make it incredibly satisfying. It is a great dish to grab on the go when you're hungry and want something flavorful and filling. For those who enjoy hiking, the area has plenty of trails that lead to scenic viewpoints, waterfalls, and dense forests. The cool climate and spectacular views from the hilltop make it a great place to visit year-round. If you're an outdoor enthusiast, you'll find plenty of trails and parks to explore in these highland areas as well. It's a place where you can connect with nature, breathe in the cool air, and take in stunning views of the valleys below. The cool climate makes it a perfect spot for hiking and nature walks, where you can explore the stunning trails that wind through the hills, dense forests, and tea estates. If you're not into diving, you can still enjoy the beautiful beaches or take a boat trip around the islands. The peaceful, untouched environment of the Perhentian Islands makes it the perfect getaway for those looking to escape the crowds and enjoy nature's beauty at its best. If you prefer a more relaxed vibe, the island of Tioman might be just what you're looking for. Known for its gentle pace of life, Tioman is surrounded by tropical forests, making it a great spot for hiking, birdwatching, or simply relaxing by the beach. The island's clear waters and marine parks make it a fantastic destination for snorkeling and diving. Its laid-back charm makes it a great place to unwind and connect with nature. Now, let's talk about the mountains and highlands. If you're looking to escape the tropical heat and enjoy cooler weather, the Cameron Highlands is a must-visit destination. One of the main attractions in the Cameron Highlands is the tea plantations, which stretch as far as the eye can see. The highlands' cool, misty weather is perfect for growing tea, and you can visit the plantations to learn about how tea is made, and even sample some of the freshest tea you'll ever taste. The Bo Tea Plantation is one of the most famous, offering a picturesque view of the sprawling green fields that cover the hillsides. After touring the plantation, you can sit in a cafe overlooking the valley and enjoy a cup of tea while taking in the serene surroundings. The Cameron Highlands is also home to beautiful gardens and flower farms, which make for great photo opportunities. The Cameron Highlands is a great spot for a weekend getaway or even a longer stay, if you want to truly immerse yourself in the peaceful mountain lifestyle. For those who want to explore more highland areas, there are other destinations like the Genting Highlands, which is home to a popular hill resort with cooler weather, entertainment, shopping, and theme parks. Whether you're a beach lover, an adventurer, or someone who just wants to relax, Malaysia's food culture, an unforgettable experience. One of the best parts of visiting Malaysia is undoubtedly the food. One of the most iconic dishes you'll encounter in Malaysia is nasi lemak. Another favorite is satay, which is skewered meat. Roti john, a local sandwich, is another street food that you shouldn't miss. It's made from a soft loaf of bread filled with a mixture of egg, meat like chicken or beef, onions, and other spices, then toasted to perfection. It's crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside, and the perfect balance of savory flavors. Roti John is a popular choice for a quick meal or snack and can be found at almost every food stall. Coffee culture also plays a significant role in daily life. They are often gathering spots for locals to meet, chat, and relax. These coffee shops have a unique charm, with their wooden tables, old-school decor, and the sound of clinking cups and saucers filling the air. The slow, relaxed pace of a cappuccino is part of its appeal. It's a place where you can take your time, sip on a sweet cup of coffee, and engage in conversation. Whether you're sitting down for a long chat with friends or simply taking a break from exploring, a cappuccino offers a sense of community and connection that is deeply ingrained in Malaysian culture. While the beaches are indeed incredible, Malaysia has so much more to offer than just its coastal beauty. While beaches are often the most talked about, the rainforests of Malaysia are some of the oldest and most biologically diverse in the world. Borneo, in particular, is home to some of the most incredible jungle landscapes you can find anywhere. The island's rainforests are full of wildlife, from rare orangutans to the endangered pygmy elephants. If you're a nature lover, this is a place you'll want to explore. Trekking through the dense, green forest of Borneo allows you to witness nature up close, with sights and sounds you won't find anywhere else. Whether you're exploring the famous Kinabalu Park or walking through the Mulu Caves, the ancient rainforests offer a thrilling adventure for those who love the great outdoors. The country is full of hidden gems, from lush rainforests to bustling street markets, each offering a unique experience that will surprise and excite you. The Taman Negara National Park is one of the oldest tropical rainforests in the world, and it offers visitors the chance to hike through dense jungles, spot exotic animals, and even try canopy walks above the treetops. For those seeking a more relaxed experience, you can take a boat ride along the river, surrounded by the untouched beauty of the forest. Malaysia's rainforests aren't just for adventurers, they're for anyone who wants to experience the wild, untamed side of nature that the country is known for. Malaysia's diversity makes it a country that appeals to all kinds of travelers, not just those in search of a tropical beach getaway. Malaysians take their coffee seriously, and local cafes, known as cappuccinos, are where people gather to enjoy a strong cup of coffee and chat with friends, family, or even strangers. It's a tradition that's been passed down through generations, and today, you'll find cappuccinos everywhere, from busy city centers to small towns. Different regions have their own twist on coffee, with each area bringing its own style and flavor. In cities like Kuala Lumpur, you'll find bustling markets full of energy, colors, and smells. The peddling street market in Chinatown is famous for its mix of street food, clothes, and local goods. You can find anything from handmade crafts to delicious local snacks like papaya type of spring roll or roti john, a delicious sandwich filled with meat and eggs. The markets are a perfect place to get a taste of local life and enjoy the rich, diverse culture of Malaysia. For example, in Penang, you might find a different version of kopi, while in Kuala Lumpur, the coffee is usually strong and served with sweetened condensed milk. No matter where you go, though, the essence of a good cup of coffee in Malaysia remains the same. It's about enjoying the flavors, savoring the moment, and being part of a rich tradition. They're a great way to immerse yourself in the local culture and experience the social side of life in Malaysia. Many cappuccinos offer more than just coffee, with a variety of local snacks and traditional dishes available. You can pair your coffee with kaya toast or enjoy a light meal like mie rebus, a noodle dish and a spicy, sweet broth or nasi lemak if you're in the mood for something more substantial. Cappuccinos are traditional coffee shops that serve a variety of drinks. But what stands out is the kopi, sweet, strong coffee that's brewed with condensed milk. It's rich and creamy, and it's usually served with a side of kaya toast, a simple variety. The bold flavors and the sense of community that comes with sharing a meal are what make Malaysian food so unforgettable. From street food to coffee culture, food in Malaysia isn't just about filling your stomach, it's about experiencing a part of the country's heart and soul. But delicious snack made with toasted bread spread with kaya sweet, coconut and egg jam, and butter. Whether you're in the mood for something light or hearty, it's a delicious option that satisfies your hunger. What makes the street food scene in Malaysia even better is the fact that you'll find such a wide variety of flavors from different cultures. Malaysian food is a beautiful mix of Malay, Chinese, Indian, and indigenous influences. This cultural diversity is reflected in the food. You can try char kway teow, a Chinese noodle dish stir-fry with prawns, egg, and bean sprouts, or indulge in roti canai, an Indian flatbread served with dal lentil curry. The mix of spices, fresh ingredients, and traditional cooking methods gives Malaysian street food its unique taste and flair. Whether you're walking through a busy market or relaxing at a food court, the best part is that you're never too far from a food stall. The variety and quality of food available at such low prices make it one of the best street food destinations in the world. Every meal is a new discovery, and the experience of eating in Malaysia is something that will stay with you long after you leave. But Malaysia's food culture isn't just about street food. Kapishams are not just places to grab a quick coffee. Coffee in Malaysia is often more than just a caffeine fix. It's about slowing down and enjoying the moment. The coffee culture in Malaysia is just as diverse as its food culture. Whether you're savoring a cup of coffee at a local kapisham or munching on a tasty snack from a street vendor, the food culture in Malaysia will never disappoint. Breaking the myths about Malaysia, it's not just about beaches. When most people think of Malaysia, the first thing that comes to mind is usually its stunning beaches and crystal clear waters. Let's start with one of Malaysia's most amazing features, its ancient rainforests. Beyond Borneo, the mainland of Malaysia also offers its fair share of natural beauty. But Malaysia isn't just about jungles and forests. It is also home to vibrant street markets that will excite your senses. If you're looking for something a bit different, head to the Central Market in Kuala Lumpur, which offers a mix of traditional Malaysian arts and crafts. It's a great place to buy unique souvenirs and gifts like batik clothing, traditional pottery, and intricate wooden carvings. The markets in Malaysia are full of surprises, and they give you a real taste of the local culture. From the food to the art and everything in between, Malacca, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is rich in colonial history, with buildings from the Portuguese, Dutch, and British eras scattered throughout the city. The Langkawi Sky Bridge offers stunning views of the island's natural beauty, while also showcasing the architectural wonders of modern Malaysia. Malaysia's history can be seen in everything from its buildings to its art, and the country offers plenty of opportunities for history buffs to dig deeper into its past. Whether you're in the mood for an adventure through dense rainforests, a stroll through colorful markets, or a day spent exploring colonial towns, there's always something new to discover. The combination of natural beauty, modern cities, historical landmarks, and vibrant cultural experiences is what makes Malaysia such a dynamic destination. And the best part is, you never know what new surprise the country has in store for you next. Strolling through Malacca's old streets, you'll see buildings with unique European and Asian architectural influences, offering a glimpse into the country's past. Whether you're an adventure seeker, history lover, food enthusiast, or beach lover, Malaysia has something to offer. The good news is that Malaysia is considered one of the safest countries to visit in Southeast Asia. Malaysia is a country with diverse cultures and religions, and its customs can differ from what you're used to back home. Public behavior is generally more conservative, especially in rural or traditional areas. But it is essential to make sure that you're eating at busy stalls or well-established vendors. While most street food in Malaysia is safe to eat, there are some precautions to take. First, make sure the food is freshly cooked, as food sitting out for too long can lead to contamination. Secondly, opt for stalls that are popular with locals, as this usually indicates better food hygiene practices. When it comes to drinks, it's safest to stick to bottled water. Tap water in Malaysia is generally not safe to drink, so always buy bottled water. And be cautious about consuming ice or raw water-based drinks unless you know they've been properly filtered. It's a good idea to dress modestly, especially when visiting religious sites like mosques and temples. Showing respect for local traditions and laws will not only help you stay out of trouble, but will also earn you the respect of the people around you. For example, avoid public displays of affection and be mindful of what you say. as some topics, like politics or religion, can be sensitive. With its friendly locals, modern infrastructure, and low crime rates, it's easy to see why many tourists feel safe here. The country is relatively clean and well maintained, especially in major cities like Kuala Lumpur, Penang, and Malacca. You'll find modern public facilities, well-kept streets, and a good level of sanitation. However, when it comes to food and water, it's wise to take a few precautions to avoid any stomach issues, particularly if you're not used to local food. However, like any country, it is important to remain cautious and take a few basic precautions to ensure you have a safe and enjoyable time. From wild jungles and ancient rainforests to modern cities and rich cultural markets, the country is full of surprises that will keep you on your toes. It is not just about the beaches, although those are amazing too. It is about discovering everything that makes Malaysia such a diverse and exciting country. Always keep an eye on your valuables and use a money belt or a secure bag to store important items like your passport, wallet, and phone. It is also a good idea to avoid carrying large amounts of cash and be careful when using ATM stick. To those in well-lit and busy areas, in general, Malaysia has a relatively low crime rate, but being cautious and aware of your surroundings can prevent any unwanted situations. The Formosa Fortress and St. Paul's Church are just a few of the historical landmarks that tell the story of Malaysia's colonial era. While Malaysia is overall safe, there are some neighborhoods or less well-lit areas, particularly in larger cities like Kuala Lumpur, where it's best to avoid walking around alone after dark. If you're planning to go out in the evening, it is better to use a reputable taxi or ride-sharing service like Grab instead of walking long distances in unfamiliar places. Most major tourist spots are well patrolled and safe at night, but it's always better to err on the side of caution. Another surprise that many visitors don't expect is how modern and developed Malaysia is. While you can escape into nature, you can also dive into the country's thriving urban culture. Cities like Kuala Lumpur offer a perfect blend of modern skyscrapers, luxury shopping malls, and a vibrant nightlife scene. Whether you're visiting the impressive Petronas Twin Towers, shopping at high-end malls like Pavilion or Surya KLCC, or enjoying the city's famous street food, Kuala Lumpur has something for everyone. It's a city that constantly surprises you with its mix of the old and new, from traditional markets to cutting-edge technology. For those who enjoy history, Malaysia offers a wealth of experiences. But history isn't just limited to cities like Malacca. One of the best things about Malaysia is that it is not just a destination for one type of traveler. Malaysia has a unique way of offering something for everyone. Safety and practical tips for travelers in Malaysia. When planning a trip to Malaysia, safety is always a top concern for travelers. First and foremost, be mindful of your belongings. While Malaysia is generally safe, petty theft can still occur, especially in crowded areas like markets, tourist spots, and on public transport. Another safety tip is to avoid certain areas at night. It's also important to respect local laws and customs. In addition to safety, it's also important to consider health and hygiene while traveling in Malaysia. Street food is one of the highlights of Malaysia and a must-try for any visitor. Be cautious with raw food as well. While dishes like sushi or salads might be tempting, it is important to be careful with foods that may not have been prepared in the cleanest conditions. Malaysia is home to some mosquito-borne diseases, including dengue fever, so it is important to use repellent and wear long sleeves if you are spending time outdoors in tropical areas. Some hotels and guest houses also provide mosquito nets or air conditioning, which can help keep bugs at bay while you sleep. While healthcare is relatively affordable and accessible, having travel insurance ensures that you're covered in case of any unexpected medical emergencies or situations, whether it's a simple illness, a minor accident, or something more serious. Having insurance will give you peace of mind throughout your trip. If you're uncertain, it's better to go with cooked food that's served piping hot. It's totally possible and surprisingly enjoyable, as long as you know how to manage your budget and immerse yourself in the local culture. For budget-conscious travelers, Malaysia offers an incredible mix of low living costs, stunning scenery, vibrant culture, and a rich food scene all without breaking the bank. The local street food culture makes eating out both affordable and delicious. A typical meal at a hawker stall or local food court can cost as little as $2 to $5. You don't need to spend a lot of money to enjoy the country's beautiful landscapes. From its stunning beaches to lush rainforests, hiking, visiting parks, and exploring cultural sites can be done on a small budget. The vibrant street markets and night bazaars are also great places to explore, offering an array of local crafts, foods, and entertainment without costing much. Even in cities like Kuala Lumpur, you'll find many free attractions, such as public parks, art galleries, and cultural festivals. From nasi lemak to satay, the variety of options available is incredible. And the food is not only cheap, but also incredibly tasty. Malaysia is a country where living modestly is often the norm, and you'll find that many of the locals enjoy a simple, relaxed lifestyle. Being part of this culture and sticking to local habits is a great way to live on a smaller budget. For example, instead of going out to expensive restaurants or tourist attractions, take the time to explore local hidden gems, visiting local food stalls, attending neighborhood events, and joining in community activities will help you feel more connected to the culture. And it's a great way to live like a local, without spending a fortune. If you choose to cook at home, local markets offer fresh ingredients at low prices, making it easy to prepare meals without spending much. Eating like a local will help you keep your food costs down. And it's also a great way to experience the culture firsthand if you plan wisely. $500 a month can cover all your basic needs and even allow you to live a comfortable lifestyle. The public transport system, especially in major cities like Kuala Lumpur, is both cheap and efficient. A bus ride or train ticket can cost just $1 or $2, and ride-sharing services like Grab are also affordable and reliable. If you want more freedom, renting a scooter is another budget-friendly option, as it's cheap and convenient for getting around. If you're eating at a hawker center or street food stall, keep an eye on cleanliness. Does the vendor wash their hands regularly? Rent can be surprisingly affordable, especially if you're not staying in the city center or in touristy areas. In cities like Penang or smaller towns, you can find decent apartments for around $150 to $250 a month, depending on the size and location. While Kuala Lumpur and other big cities will generally have higher rent prices, it's still possible to find budget-friendly housing if you look in less popular areas. This gives you more flexibility to spend on experiences and activities rather than just on living expenses. Are the food items covered to avoid contamination? These small checks can make a big difference in ensuring your food is safe to eat. Additionally, insect repellent is a good idea, especially if you're heading into Malaysia's rainforests or rural areas. Another thing to keep in mind is that sun protection is important in Malaysia. The country is close to the equator, so the sun can be intense, especially in the afternoons. Make sure to wear sunscreen, a hat, and sunglasses to protect yourself from the sun's harmful rays. If you're planning to explore the outdoors or go to the beach, staying hydrated is also key, as Malaysia's tropical climate can be hot and humid. Finally, travel insurance is always a good idea when visiting any country, and Malaysia is no exception. In general, Malaysia is a safe and welcoming country for travelers. With a little awareness and preparation, you can enjoy all the beauty, culture, and adventure it has to offer while keeping yourself safe and healthy. By staying alert, respecting local customs, and being mindful of your health, you'll have an amazing trip to Malaysia without any issues. Just remember to enjoy yourself, respect the local way of life, and take the usual precautions. And your Malaysian adventure will be one to remember. Can you live in Malaysia on $500? In conclusion, living in Malaysia on $500 a month isn't just a fantasy. The key to living on this budget is knowing where to spend and how to stretch your money. The first thing to consider is accommodation. Food is another big cost saver in Malaysia. Public transport. Transportation is another reason why living in Malaysia on $500 a month is achievable. When it comes to entertainment and leisure, Malaysia offers a lot of free or low-cost activities. However, it's important to be mindful of local customs and avoid the temptation to overspend. One thing to keep in mind is that living on $500 a month won't necessarily allow for a lavish lifestyle. While you can cover the basics, enjoy local food, and explore the country, you need to be mindful of your expenses. With affordable rent, cheap and delicious food, and inexpensive public transportation, it's possible to live comfortably on a limited budget. But beyond just the practical aspects, Malaysia offers a unique cultural experience that makes living here enjoyable. The blend of cultures, the beautiful landscapes, and the friendly locals create an atmosphere that feels welcoming and enriching. Think about it. Stunning beaches, vibrant cities, delicious food, and rich history, all without breaking the bank. Imagine being able to live in a place where your dollar goes further, where you can enjoy all the comforts of life while embracing a new culture. Whether you want to explore lush rainforests, relax on tranquil beaches, or dive into the local food scene, Malaysia offers so many experiences for those who are open to it and think this might be your next big adventure. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you know someone who is ready to take the plunge into a new and affordable way of life, share this video with them. Malaysia could be just what they're looking for, and you never know, the next person to pack their bags might be someone you know. The occasional splurge, such as a day trip to a more touristy area or a nice dinner out, is possible. Malaysia is waiting for you, so what are you waiting for? Malaysia is a beautiful country with its own set of traditions and ways of life. And if you approach it with an open mind and a sense of respect, you'll find that the country will welcome you with open arms. Maybe it's the fear of living in a new country, or perhaps you're wondering if it's really possible to live comfortably on that budget. Whatever your concerns are, I'd love to know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. This is a place where kindness, respect, and patience go a long way. The locals are incredibly friendly, and you'll be surprised by how much you'll learn from them if you take the time to listen and understand. So, while Malaysia may be affordable and full of opportunities, it is important to remember that your experience here will be shaped by how much you respect the local customs and culture. From local traditions to modern influences, the women here are confident, strong, and culturally rich, reflecting the melting pot of ethnic groups in the country. It's a place where you can live comfortably without draining your bank account, and it offers so much more than just beautiful beaches. Whether you're drawn to the modern cities, the lush jungles, or the mouth-watering food, Malaysia is a country that will surprise you at every turn. But again, it all comes down to your mindset. If you're really willing to embrace the local way of life and live with respect for the culture, the country will open up new doors and adventures for you. While it may not be the primary reason to visit, this diversity adds to the overall vibrancy of the country, making it an even more exciting place to live. But it is important to stick to a budget and prioritize what is most important to you. It may not come with all the luxuries that some other countries offer, but if you're okay with living modestly, embracing local culture, and being smart with your money, you can live a fulfilling life on a budget here. Malaysia offers not just affordability, but also a high quality of life, a rich culture, and stunning natural beauty, all for a fraction of the cost compared to many Western countries. Whether you're a digital nomad, a retiree, or someone looking to experience life in a new country, Malaysia is an affordable and amazing destination to call home. Malaysia's affordable cost of living means you can live comfortably without the pressure to spend on luxury. But if you want more comfort or luxury, $500 may not be enough. The low cost of living in Malaysia is one of the main reasons why it is such an attractive destination for budget travelers. Additionally, the country's beautiful women, who come from diverse backgrounds, add to the charm of living in Malaysia. So, is living in Malaysia on $500 a month possible? Absolutely. So, if you're ready to experience a country that offers beauty, culture, and incredible adventures all on a $500 budget, then Malaysia might just be your next dream destination. But remember, the key to truly enjoying your time here is to respect the culture. If you think living in Malaysia on a $500 budget sounds like the adventure of a lifetime, then it's time to start planning. Now, I want to hear from you. Would you dare to live on $500 a month in Malaysia? Or are there things holding you back? If you're very excited about the idea of living on a budget in Malaysia, this is your chance to think outside the box and explore a new way of living that is affordable, exciting, and full of possibilities.